Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. For today's episode, I'm going to try my hand at doing a book haul video. As I've stated before, it's just been the last year or so that I've been seriously collecting science fiction books, and I have a number of used bookstores and thrift stores in my city that I regularly go to and see if I can find what I can find there. And so I am regularly picking up books and adding to my collection and stuff. So for this first video, I just figured I'd go last couple months, just what I've gotten and have decided to keep that show off, just because I get a lot of excitement and joy finding these books in the stores, and I just want to share my finds with them because some of them I'm pretty psyched about finding. But so we'll just have discussion, just see how this goes, how it plays out. And I do want to give a shout out to Books Between Friends in the used bookstore in Calgary that I pretty regularly go to, and they have been my hidden gem. I've always been able to walk out of there with a number of books, and they always seem to be getting more in all the time from donations and stuff. So a lot of my stuff that I'm going to be showing off today is going to be from them. But we're just going to hop right in. Speaking of Books Between Friends, this first batch of books I want to show off, I got almost all at once in one visit from there. And it's just this nice stack of Ursula K. Guin books. We got Orsinian Tales, The Planet of Exile, which I have read since getting it, and I'll do a review on it coming up here. Rokanon's World, which is the birthplace of the term Ansible as the faster-than-light instantaneous communication device that she sort of coined in her books and is sort of a staple through all science fiction. So where I got the name for my channel from. So I've read this one too since picking it up, since they're just short little quick reads, but we're doing a review on those later as well. The Lathe of Heaven by Ursula K. Le Guin. City of Illusions, and The Compass Rose collection of short stories. I just happened to luck out, I feel. I went in the one day and they just had all of these pretty much all together in a stack. And so I rarely find any Le Guin in any of the stores that I go to, and so when they do pop up, I'm sure to look at them and grab them because she is such a powerhouse of a writer. But so yeah, I was super happy to get those ones. Let's see. Next up, we got God's Demon by Wayne Barlow. I picked this up just on recommendations from other booktubers and haven't read it yet. I thought it had a cool concept and idea of one of the lords of hell is, dissatisfied with his lot after the fall in the war between heaven and hell and the fall of Lucifer. And he wants to make his way back into God's grace and get into heaven. And it's apparently written pretty well. And I thought it was a cool idea, cool concept of hell being this physical place, and the demons of it have emotions and feelings and agendas and stuff as that. So I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Electric Forest by Tanith Lee. Hopefully that one's not getting blown out by the light, but this is the first Tanith Lee I've gotten. I picked it up pretty recently, actually. I've heard good things about her, and I don't really know much about this story, Electric Forest. I thought it just had an interesting sort of wraparound hardcover book, and I found it used bookstore and figured I'd give it a go, try her out. It's my only Tanith Lee, and see what she's all about. The Best of Henry Kuttner, just short story collection. My first of his as well. I've got my eye out by Fury for him because I hear that's the one to get by him. But it's good luck getting that used bookstore or without special order or anything like that. So I'm hopeful. But these next two I got in my town has at the recycle depot a book barn where you can just take and leave free books, and I check it out every once in a while because I've actually been surprised and gotten some pretty awesome stuff there. And so it's more miss than hit, but when it hits, it's an awesome feeling getting these for free, and people just clearing out stuff and taking it to the recycle depot. So, but I got a couple of the China Mieville stories. This is the Keanu Reeves China Mieville story of the Book of Elsewhere. No idea anything about it, but just this cool hardcover and co-written by Keanu Reeves. So figured, sweet, I'd try that out. And then also by him, I got 3 Moments of an Explosion, just a collection of his short stories. I'm interested to see what he does with his short stories. The Inhabited Island by the Strugatsky brothers. I used to own a copy of Roadside Picnic, and I do not know where it went. I think I lent it to somebody and just never got it back. But then this is now the only Strugatsky book that I have, and I found that at a used bookstore. Once again, I never ever see anything by them used bookstores, and so when I do see anything, I'm always have my eye out for them and happy to snatch it up when I can. So happy to get that one. William Tenn's Of Men and Monsters. I have no idea what this is about, really. I thought the cover looked cool. The blurb on the back doesn't really explain anything about the story. It just sort of explains about how hard it is to get William Tenn books. So I thought, yeah, it looked cool. It was only $2 or so, and I'm actually think I'm going to read that one pretty soon, just because I thought it looked cool. Robert Silverberg's Thorns. I'm starting to get a number of Silverbergs, building up my collection of him. I have this one in one of those triple feature books of Thorns, Dying World, or no, The World Inside, and another one. But just found this one separate, and thought, yeah, I'll get them. I like having the individual paperbacks of them. Another Silverberg, Nightwings. I read the novella of this, and so I'm not sure, and I liked it a lot. I'm not sure how much more has been fleshed out, or if it's straight up still the novella that I read in a hardcover collection of Hugo winners. So looking forward to giving that a go again. The Sword of the Lictor by Gene Wolfe. This is part of the Book of the New Sun series. I have just sort of the Masterworks collection of volumes 1 and 2 of it. I am keeping my eye open for the individuals as well, because they're pretty hard to find, and I hear they're amazing stories. So I was super happy to find at least that third one in paperback to continue on with my series. But not sure when I'll get around to them, but I know it's considered one of the powerhouse Book of the New Sun. Xeogenesis by Octavia E. Butler. This is the Lilith's Brood trilogy in one collection. I have read a couple things by Butler so far, and I've been very surprised by everything I've read. We'll be doing reviews of some of them here coming up, but I've been keeping my eye out for the Lilith's Brood series as well for a long time, and I've seen it like in new bookstores and stuff, the new publishing or published versions of it all separated, but I wanted either something of the original, or at least to find in a used bookstore. But once again, you never find anything by her in the used bookstore. So I was super pumped. This was, again, books between friends. I found this just sitting there waiting for me, and I was super happy to get it because it's just this sweet collection. I didn't get these next ones all at once, but just sort of in different places over the last couple of months, so I managed to find them. It's the Halconia Spring series by Brian Aldiss. Halconia Spring, Halconia Summer, and Halconian Winter. And I've been really loving Brian Aldiss. His Hot House is easily within my top 10 this year. And so just this is like his epic grand series apparently, and so I think I found Halconian Winter first, and then picked it up, and then managed to find the other two at some other bookstore. And so happy to find those. But yeah, we will get to them when I got time for an epic. The Instrumentality of Mankind, Cordwainer Smith. I've heard some really awesome things by him, and it's almost impossible to find anything by him in the stores I've been hitting up. So I actually found this one in Red Deer, and was super happy to get it. It's in really good condition, and I can't wait. This is just a collection of his short stories and stuff. And so interested. I haven't read anything by him yet, but interested in that. Next, once again, I didn't get these all at once. I got two of them in one place and one from another, but it's the Titan series, hardcover of John Varley's series of Titan. Wizard, and Demon by him. And just that cover is all kinds of risky. So I did have Titan and Wizard in paperback, and I read Titan last year, and I loved it. I it was one of my favorite books from last year. And so I haven't read any of the other ones of the series yet, but I found Demon, that third one. The only one I could find was in that hardcover for it, and so I had to get it to finish the series. And then I just figured I love Titan so much that I found the other two hardcover. I figured they were great to have all in a hardcover book club edition series. So I feel like I want to do Wizard before the end of the year, just because I had such I did enjoy Titan so much that I want to finish the series and see if it carries on with the quality that I got out of it, or if it just falls off, as a lot of these series seem to do. This next one I got from the Recycle Depot Brook Barn again, The Mountain in the Sea, Ray Naylor. I heard about this book a while ago, and I thought it sounded cool. It's about humans have discovered sort of the next or another species on Earth that's created their own language, and it's this race of octopus. And I hear it's a very biologist heavy, marine biology heavy, hard science fiction story, but I just liked the idea of it. And I found it for free, and it's in great condition. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll pick that up and I'll give it a go. A collection of C.L. Moore's stories in this giant volume. It's got Jirel of Jory, Northwest of Earth, and Judgment Night all in this one collection. C.L. Moore is another author you just never find, in my opinion. And so I got that actually visiting a brother-in-law in BC at the bookstore there. And I was happy to find this collection of the three. And I'll give it a go. The Elric Saga, Part 2 by Michael Moorcock. I have this same sort of hardcover collection, Volume 1 of Moorcock. And then, and since then, finding that one, I also got all at once in a collection the paperbacks of the first four. So of Elric of Melbourne. Kind of beat up, kind of rough, but I thought it was cool to have. The Sailor on the Seas of Fate. The Weird of the White Wolf. And The Vanishing Tower. I have read those first three in that Volume 1 hardcover, and I liked them. I liked Elric of Melbourne a lot, but each subsequent volume or each subsequent book in the series kind of lost a bit of the magic, in my opinion. But happy to find them all individually. Thought they were cool to have, and happy to get those hardcovers as well. If I end up running out of space, which I'm coming up on doing, then I might have to make some decisions and part ways with them. Also by Michael Moorcock, I got The Bull and the Spear. I think this is like book 4 in a series. I have no idea. I just thought the cover looked pretty cool, and I've enjoyed the Elric series, and so I figured I'd try some of his other stuff out besides just Elric. Oh yeah, The World of Tears, Volume 1 and 2 by Philip Jose Farmer. I actually found this one in that book barn, and I have some of other Farmer's books. I haven't read any of them yet, but I just thought, well, this looked like a cool find, and take it home and try. And then I happened to find Volume 1 just like a week later at one of those used bookstores I go to all the time. And so I thought it was, fate, and just another one of those classic covers of the time for science fiction. And oh yeah, one more Ursula K. Le Guin, The Wind's 12 Quarters, Volume 1. I didn't realize this was just Volume 1, and I knew of The Wind's 12 Quarters, and I know it's just a bunch of short stories and stuff again. But I found the Volume 1, so definitely keeping my eyes open for Volume 2, and hopefully we'll find that. Orbitsville by Bob Shaw. I haven't read any Shaws. Found this one. I think it was like buck or two. I've heard about Bob Shaw. Mainly, I've heard about this book, The Palace of Eternity by Bob Shaw. And so I grabbed it because just booktube, hearing other people's opinions on it and stuff, figured I would give it a go. Ooh, don't drop them. They Walked Like Men by Clifford D. Simic. I have other Simic. I have Waystation and City. I haven't read them yet, though. And then I keep running into a lot of Simics, and I just don't know what I should grab. I have limited space, so I can't just buy everything I want to, but I just thought this was a cool cover, cool little premise of an alien invasion on Earth, but just by these weird aliens. I don't know. Just thought it looked cool. The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. I read this many, many years ago. I think it was the same volume, same edition. And because I had heard Ray Bradbury and the Martian Chronicles is a must read. And at the time, I didn't enjoy it that much. So I got rid of it at the time. After I finished reading it, I traded it in or something. But I understand, I recognize that it's considered one of the founding great stories of science fiction, and I figured enough times passed, I need to give it another go, so happy to find it again. Minority Report, Philip K. Dick, a bunch of his short stories, including Minority Report. I have read a fair amount of Philip K. Dick. I'm kicking myself, though, at one of the thrift stores I frequent. When I first started collecting these science fiction, somebody had donated like their whole collection of Philip K. Dick, and at the time, I think I picked up one book. I don't even know which book it was that I grabbed from that thing, but I wish I just got them all, because there was at least like 10 books at once sitting in this thing. And since then, now that I'm actively looking for his stuff, you never find it in used bookstores. Like, people do not let him go. So happy to get that one as least. And I had learned my lesson since seeing the collection of Philip K. Dick at the thrift store and not buying them, that I came upon a collection. Somebody had turned in all their John Wyndham, and so I just grabbed them all. I already had Day of the Triffids, the Chrysalids, and the Midwich Cuckoos, but so I grabbed these ones that I didn't have as his book before, and it's the Seeds of Time. I think it's a collection of short stories. Web, which I just reviewed on sort of my Halloween picking of books. I read a number of John Wyndham's books. Consider Her Ways and Others, another short story anthology. and The Kraken Wakes, which, as I stated in my other video, is probably one of my favorite John Wyndhams. And I haven't read Midwich Cuckoos. I haven't read The Chrysalids. So I know those are considered to be some of his top, but for what I've read, that one was by far my favorite. I enjoyed it a little bit better than Day of the Triffids, but I thought it was great. And then just finishing it off here, Half Past Human by T.J. Bass. I had the science fiction masterworks for this that I found in the free book barn, but then I found this version at a used bookstore for like $3 or so, and I just thought it was a cooler cover, more interesting on the shelf to have. So I traded that one in. Meeting at Infinity by John Brunner. I haven't read any of his. I do have Stand on Zanzibar and The Shockwave Rider, but they're both pretty meaty, and so I want to give it time. But looks like just an interesting little short read to give me a taste of what he's like and go from there. The First Men in the Moon by H.G. Wells. I have read and own War of the Worlds, Visible Man, Time Machine by him. Never see this one though anywhere. It's always just those ones that I come upon. So I happened upon this one. It's got some damage and the spine's kind of fallen apart a bit, but I'm interested in giving it a try to, finish off reading from the master. Wolfbane by Frederick Pohl and C.M. Kornbluth. And another Frederick Pohl and C.M. Kornbluth, The Space Merchants. This was another one I had found in one of the newer editions, newer cover, sort of updated, modern cover. And it was a cool cover. It was a bigger size book. And so when I found this sort of the original paperback version, I thought it was awesome to find and wanted to switch it out because I do enjoy the paperbacks more. And I'm trying to, at least focus on those when I can. But that's just sort of was my haul from the last couple months. Moving forward, I'll probably do one of these every once in a while when I get a number, because sort of slowing down my buying just because I've gotten most of the stuff that I've actively been looking for, and now it's just things that catch my attention that I'm picking up. Yeah, we'll do more of these book haul videos in the future, but just probably sporadically. So yeah, thanks for stopping by for something different this time, and we'll see you next time.